said something.
Mm-hmm. They won 11-6. And it was up 8-0 and won 11-6.
But they got the dub. That opening day hurt a little bit, but it's a lot of games. A lot of games. 1585. Let's go, man. We got a championship game. We got an all Pac-12 championship game.
All Pac-12, baby.
Who knew? You said the evil empire. Down goes the evil empire.
Down goes the evil empire.
Arizona was not having it. James Mack. I got an update on my app, so we see if anything looks different on this. It looks the same. 8 clap, James Mack. 1585 show share. AC Sports Live.
What up, Rio?
Share.
James Mack. I finally got that revamped. I finally got my revamped.
Share. AC Sports Live page share. All right. Oh man, is that Super Mario in the house? Doink. What up, man? I'm on this time, man. I'm on.
Hey, when you coming back down this way, Rio?
Talking about Rio will hop on the private jet. Flexing on them. Yes, sir. All right, what we got tonight, man? Let's see. We got
Bruins.
We got them
That's
Bruins.
what we got going on tonight. We got them Bruins.
We in there, man. And all you need is a puncher's chance. We got our boy Chris Don Johnson stopping by at 9:30 to help us break down this Bruins run, and he'll give us his honest to God belief of what's going to happen tomorrow night and Monday night for the men's. He probably gonna chime in on the women's too. As we saw tonight, down goes the evil empire.
Good games, but down goes the evil empire. They needed to go down. I'm tired of UConn. Tired of
I feel bad for. I wanted Don to win, but I had Stanford, UConn. I got 1 out of 2. I'm not mad. I'm glad Arizona made it. I like the way they play. Hard defense. All right, women's Final Four recap. Men's Final Four preview. Chris Johnson coming through in a few. MLB moves the All-Star game from Atlanta, Georgia, due to the voting law foolishness, as they should. Deshaun Watson fights back. Now he has a real fight on his hands. KD acting a fool again on social media. What we gonna do with that, man? How would a
Sensitive.
BAN. And then
Ralph Tresvant in the house.
We got a game of what's the game plan, coach? A little bit later. It's the 1585 show, man. Here's our intro. Shot-time Mo. In the house.
Sorry, folks, I had to disappear for a second. They belling against me in the house.
He's back like Casa say. Real said, most definitely on Lil Faye's birthday, but I will try to make it sometime in May. It must be nice to be just frequent flyer miles like that. Must be nice. Shot-time Mo. Love all the Bruins family. But I'm sorry to say, it ends tomorrow.
It might. We don't want it to though.
But we playing. We gonna shake up the world. And I'm gonna ask Chris, is it possible? I'm like Dumb and Dumber. It's 99% chance you guys are. So you're saying there's a chance.
Saying there's a chance.
You ain't say 100. Because I remember when UCLA beat Gonzaga when they had Adam Morrison and he was crying looking like Michael Jackson.
But we came back from like 18 down to win that game?
Oh man, anything is possible. That's why you play the game. What Herman, you play to win the game. No matter what the experts say, The experts had the women's championship tab UConn, Stanford, but guess what? Aries' daddy wasn't having it either. He was up there like Mr. Mac. He was up there like, don't be messing around, calling that mess. But I saw you on them refs early.
Hey man, the refs dictate, man. I get it. We got some ref fans. We got some friends that are refs. They don't think that they have biases. The way you see the game and the way you call it is a bias. And then, early in the game, they had a charge that Westbrook took. She had no positioning, feet still sliding, threw her hands up late. They call it charge. I saw
you posted. I was driving. I couldn't watch it, but I saw it. I'm like, oh, they called a charge on that? It's like, whoa.
Yo.
That dude was going to call that regardless of how it looked. He knew. He was right. Oh, yeah. Burp, burp.
Then to start the second half, if you paid it close attention, Arizona had 5 fouls. UConn had 1. It's just that Aries kept getting to the basket, and Arizona was attacking the basket. They ended up catching back up on the fouls, but right away, it was fouls. I was like, here we go. So they had to do something.
Arizona, 67, UConn 59. And the Evil Empire's new mistress of ceremony, Paige Beckers, comes up short. They had a phantom call on Kristen Williams at the end, and I think that's kind of what really put them out to contention. And
yeah, foul.
Finally, a call goes against UConn, but there was not much fuss about it, and Arizona pulls it out. Ari McDonald, 26-7, balled out. Sam Thomas, 12-5.
Mm-hmm.
So much deserved all Pac-12 women's championship game. Now the other side, you had Don Staley's girls versus Stanford. Haley Jones balled out 24-4.
Yes, she did.
Lexi Hall 18-13-4. But Zia Cook had 25. Destiny Henderson had 18-5-3. She had a very crucial turnover at the end, but she was a little bit out of control.
I don't know about that turnover. The turnover that she had, but the kickball.
That was bad. That was a bad turn. That was like a deflator.
That was bad because it put and they got the layup on that. They were down 3. They got the layup on that.
Easy layup on that.
5. That did them in right there.
I was like, ooh, that's a bad. I mean, how do you not catch that? How many refs are out there? It's 3 of them, right?
3 of them.
How do you all miss that? Whoa, and everybody on the court kind of hesitated like that's kick. But the refs didn't blow the whistle, man. That was a tough one. And I feel bad for Aaliyah Boston. Again, misses the putback. Poor girl, man.
She was boo-hooing.
I feel for her because it happened to her before in the UConn game, I believe.
Yep, it did. It did. When they lost to UConn earlier this year, she missed a putback. I think she just like, I can't.
Just do the backboard, babe.
That's what I was thinking.
Use the backboard. It's there for you. It's a square. It makes the basket like a 5 inches bigger when you use the backboard. If you wrap your mind around from the front, just use backboard because it's hard enough to make a teardrop.
Yep.
And you excited. It's for the game. You've missed one before. Just be strong. Go glass. I mean, I know it was a spur of the moment. And she probably makes 8 out of 10 of those, man. I feel bad.
If the court's 9 feet, she dunks that.
Oh.
Court's 9 feet, she dunks that. That's for the game.
We got to change the game. Oh, man. But, yeah, I mean, shoot, all Pac-12. Are we going to get our respect now? Like, I think, SC and UCLA and Stanford, we pretty much women's basketball, we're always in the mix, but you got Oregon and Arizona and all these teams are starting to make a run. I mean, what's it going to take to get West Coast respect in women's basketball?
The women's basketball for the Pac has really been getting a lot of respect since, Stanford is still the lead dog, but Washington has been to a Final Four. Oregon has been to a Final Four. Cal has been to a Final Four. Now you got Arizona in the Final Four. So you got some really good teams. Oregon State's been to a Final Four. So besides just Stanford, The only team that's been good over the past 5 years that hasn't got to a Final Four has been UCLA, and they've been consistent. They get deep in the tournament, but the Pac-12 they've been saying it's probably the deepest and toughest conference to win. And they put some. You got to think about some of the players they put out. Inescu last year for Oregon for the past 4 years that she was at Oregon, man. When you talking about straight baller, like they're making a deal about Paige Beckers, but Inescu was, man, I hadn't seen nothing like that. She broke records that the men don't even have. Yeah. That's how good she's balling. And Oregon State, they got to. So Arizona.
I think your sound's going out, Jimmy.
My sound's going out?
Yeah. We got a little Wi-Fi disconnect right there.
Is it back yet?
Yeah, there you go.
All right. So the Pac-12 has been really, really good. They constantly are saying it's one of the better conferences, especially when it comes to women's basketball. So it's been good, man. We had some really good teams get through, but just that our Bruin women, they keep knocking on the door of a Final Four and can't get there. And this year, they were down to 7 scholarship players. So the pandemic kind of hurt them, and they still got to the tournament. They still beat Stanford head to head once. So, got to the Pac-12 championship game with 7 scholarship players. So they still had a good season. The wear and tear of a season, that hurt. But, man, Pac-12 basketball, I'm very proud of it. I'm glad we've gotten to this point that we got 3 teams across both men and women's sports that are in the Final Four.
I'm looking at the implications of nationwide notoriety and prestige and exposure that happens when you have the success that Stanford and Arizona are showing right now. Like, because before you would think, I'm going to Tennessee, I'm going to UConn, I'm going to South Carolina for our young high school girls. Now they can think about just stay home. The Pac-12 is something that, if you haven't noticed, even the men's team, the men's teams, all of a sudden, with this success we had this year in the NCAA tournament during a pandemic, how the Big Ten fell flat and the Pac-12 is just the topic of a discussion on college basketball. It really will help recruiting. And I know it is now like UCLA. I mean, we didn't go as far as we should have gone for women. Like you said, we only had 7 scholarships. But that means spots for young girls to think that I can play that spot. There are 3 good spots open to be in that rotation. So you would be on not only a team that gets respect just by name. Now we got Jordan Brand. We got, the Pac-12 is dominating the Final Four, and you'll be playing against these same teams. So, now you got Adia Barnes is just going to be a household name, Arizona's coach. It's a good time, man, for the Pac-12. And the women's game, like I said, the reason the WNBA is not as hot as college women's basketball is because the rivalries and the matchups. You gotta the tournament creates these matchups. Like, I wanted to see South Carolina versus Stanford. What? I'm standing up watching the game. Like, my son was like watching the game. We were like, because every possession was important. And then you got the Arizona UConn. This is the evil empire versus the team that ain't supposed to be here. Storylines, man, and girls. That one rebound, the girl almost took the girl's head off on the. I was like, how you don't call that foul? She clotheslined her for that last rebound. But I saw some intensity out there. I was very entertained. I found myself. You seen Rocky 4, right? When Rocky's fighting the Russian, right? And then the crowd begins to cheer for Rocky. After you see how hard Rocky's fighting, and the Russian crowd starts cheering for Rocky. And I felt that way watching South Carolina battle, watching Arizona battle. Like, I am changing allegiance. Forget my bracket. Forget my allegiance to UConn basketball at this point. I see some girls out there playing super hard. And it really changed my allegiance during the game. So I started going for the underdog after I started watching them play so hard. Who's in here? BT in the house. What up?
Yeah, me and Brandon was talking earlier. You know, the best way we're gonna get the Pac-12 to get all the respect that it deserves, they got to get in bed with ESPN. They got to make that happen. They got to make a contract, because if you put an ESPN Pac-12, it will be watched. Because the Pac-12 sports, I mean, you have people watch everything, the whole gambit of Pac-12 sports, because you got baseball, softball, you know, football, basketball, of course, track and field, you know, women's gymnastics, especially with the UCLA girls, they're always doing these fancy routines. So if you put a Pac-12 channel, it would most definitely, it wouldn't be like how they did with the Longhorn Network.
Right.
Pac-12 channel would get a lot of views, because you have a lot of sports that, you know, most people don't watch. But if you put it on Pac-12 Network, and the big following like water polo and swimming and stuff like that, it will get a lot of play, because people on the West Coast, we want to see that stuff. We don't mind watching these type of things.
Yeah.
It's like Stanford last year had one of the most dominant women's soccer teams ever, and nobody knows about it.
Ain't that something? Shantan Mo says he's not a hater. One of my sons graduated from there. But Gonzaga is winning the whole thing. They have been the best team all year. And that's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to beat them, man. I mean, they've been killing it, and that I have nothing really to argue about that. But I'm gonna wait till Chris Johnson joins us, and I want to hear, because he talked to actual head coach Mick Cronin. So I know,
yeah, he did.
I know they're not just gonna lay down. That's what's not gonna happen. James Mack said Arizona went even harder since they were not included on the NCAA highlight video. They felt disrespected, and I agree. That was cold, man. How you do that? Whose job is that to make sure you got 4 teams?
Somebody getting fired.
The Final Four highlight video. Oh,
somebody getting fired.
Rhea want to bet $2? I'll take $2 bets. UCLA gonna shock the world for $2. Ain't no spread off my bet, homeboy. You ain't said nothing but a word. Yeah, that's kind of like what the Cowboys did to Dak Prescott. Do you have a promo video and you leave somebody out? What are you saying? You don't count. You aren't one of the people that we come. You're not somebody we came to see. What's that Tony Baker comedy? Look at who you came to see. Look at who you came to see. Look at who you came to see. You didn't come to see Arizona. You came to see they didn't come to see you, Otis. They come to see the Temptations. I can get it. I get it. And I think they're gonna use that all the way to the championship game.
Tough. There's gonna be a tough uphill battle, man. They haven't fared well against Stanford. It's if they would have upset Stanford, it'd be like the year Kansas with Danny Manning upset Oklahoma. They didn't beat Oklahoma all year long, face them in the finals and then beat them. Yeah. Arizona has not fared well against Stanford. They play them tough, but they just can't get over that hump. But now it's a whole lot of pressure on Stanford because they're the favorites.
Yeah.
And they got a very good team. Haley Jones is a baller. Hole is that one player that's going to do everything for you. She had 11 rebounds, 6 of them were offensive. Wow. She's going to do everything. She's not a three-point shooter. Even though Williams is struggling, she made some plays on offense, passing the ball. They got the big girl, Cameron Brink, who's blocking shots. There's going to be a tough climb for Arizona, man. I mean, it would be nice to see Adia Barnes in her first Final Four get the victory, but it's going to be tough. I'm not gonna write them off because they do have the best player in the game. Ari McDonald will be the best player on the court. Can her teammates play like they played tonight and make up the difference? Can they play defense the way they did tonight and make up the difference? Because UConn had 22 points at the half. That's playing defense.
Yeah.
That's playing defense.
I knew it was going to be a run, though. Basketball is a game of runs. It's going to always be a point where they're making a comeback and they get it to 10. And then you start getting real tight. But if you got a player like Ari McDonald who don't really care, you got to have that player that doesn't care about the circumstances changing. She's still going to go hard. And I think that's the key. Just like in any other NCAA tournament, guard play. If you got guards that can control the game, I looked at all the UConn teams that I've watched over the years. They've always had a great guard that could control this narrative that we are not supposed to be here. You had Kemba, Khalid Alameen, Ricky Moore, all these little dudes that just control the rock and just mean, just this angry little dudes. Ben Gordon, just dudes that just angry, and they just dominate the ball, and you kind of knew who the leader was. I remember that Michigan State team with Mateen Cleaves. Like he just
the
led.
leader.
He just led. Yeah, it's so important, man. Leadership. So we got Ari McDonald, clear-cut leader of that team.
Yep.
Stanford, clear-cut leader is Haley Jones. You're gonna have a battle, man. It's gonna be a battle. I got Stanford because I picked UConn to win the whole thing. Matter of fact, I'm pulling for Arizona. As much as I hate Arizona men's basketball,
I hate Arizona men's basketball.
I like Adia Barnes, man. I like her. And I would not mind seeing. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put $2 on Arizona to upset Stanford. $2 bet.
All right.
$2 bet.
I would bet, but I'm cheering for Arizona too, so I ain't gonna go bet against who I want to win.
No,
that's Arizona. But if Stanford was to win, I wouldn't be mad.
Right.
Thing that's gonna hurt if Stanford wins it, that would give them 2 more championships than we have.
Right.
In overall sports.
Right.
That's what I'll be mad about. They'll go up championships on us. Then we'll be down to overall championship title, man. They snatched the lead from us, and I'm a little mad about that.
Yeah, everybody.
Oh no, actually, it would be. Aren't we tied? Because our water polo team just won, right?
We got 119.
Yeah, we got 119. How many Stanford got?
They right there with us, man. So it's gonna be crucial. Miss Mack is complimenting my hanger, and she laughing at me. I take critique. Pride comes for the fall. I understand. I'm an editor. So if I edit something and somebody catches a mistake, I'm on it. So it's something as simple as a set change. My hangers were bootleg last week, y'all. Miss Mac caught that. She said, get you some real hangers, AC. And I'm like, what's a real hanger, Miss Mac? And she showed me. And I went and got one of my wife's real hangers, and she don't know where I got it. So she gonna come in here and say, where's my hanger at? I'm gonna say, Miss Mac said I had to have real hangers on the show. Otherwise, the show's bootleg. Shot Time Mo said, make a $3 bet. That's way out of my league, man. Now you're going too far. You're going too far. $3, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. I can't bet if I'm not playing. $3 is way too much, man. You asking for a lot. All right, man.
According to Wikipedia, man, they got 9 up on us.
9?
How do you get on us?
Now you know.
It's wrong.
There's an episode of Sanford and Son where he was trying to get Julio evicted for his house being out of zone or not having up to par zoning, practices, and it turns out he wasn't up to par, and he got the citation, and he's the one that reported it. So you up here trying to find out if we 1 or 2 ahead. Now we down 9. Like, it's getting worse the more research we do. So go ahead and stop researching before we find out some more information. Matter of fact, USC got more than us.
Actually, we're down 4. It's 123 to 119. I don't know what other championships Wikipedia counted. That's why people don't count no Wikipedia.
Badminton or something, because you can put your own stats in there. They probably put intramural in there.
Women's marbles championships over at Stanford.
So there's a bet that he was going to beat that Gonzaga was going to win it all. I got Baylor winning it all.
I got Baylor winning it all too.
They got a gang of athletes. Shelton Gillis in the house. BT said he's pulling for Adia. Yeah, man, it's hard not to. She said we ain't got the best scorers in the world, but we gonna play some defense. And
that's because he challenged Adia Barnes to a basketball game once. He told her he'd beat her 1-on-1.
He did.
She laughed it off though.
How tall is she? Isn't she like 6'4"?
BT, how tall is Adia Barnes?
Did she dunk on you? That's how tall she is.
She didn't want that smoke. She was in the middle of her WNBA season because BT used to date her sister.
Oh, so we had a little rivalry going on. My man, my cousin D Strong back in Connecticut, Arizona, turning up the heat. You heard it here first. The defense sets will be the game changer. I'm with you, Cuzzo. That defense is and you can score. You scored with UConn, so it ain't like you can't score. You can score. I mean, we gotta make it ugly like UCLA men's gotta make it ugly. We gotta make it ugly.
Gotta make it ugly.
We're gonna have to.
She's 5'10".
No, she's taller than that. I thought she was looking the big girl in the face. I thought she at least 6 feet tall. Come on.
Maybe.
Because wasn't she a forward, a big guard?
Yeah, remember back in the days though, a forward was 5'10", 6 feet maybe. You know, centers would be like 6'2", 6'3".
Right.
Remember the big girl that we had at UCLA? Can't think of her name. Before we got Atlanta.
Natalie Williams?
Not Natalie Williams. Natalie Williams was a baller. Oh my goodness, that woman was a baller.
Yo.
Good in multiple sports. He was a baller. No, it was a big girl we had.
Hold on, I think my man Chris is trying to jump in here. Hey.
Yo.
Chris?
Is that KJ Live? Let me see if I can't pull this dude in here.
Where am I?
There he is.
All I see is Jim.
All right. Oh man, Jim
Crenshaw's finest in the building.
What's up, dog?
Oh man, I'll keep losing Jim though. He keep going back to Skype. What's going on? Where you go, Jim?
I'm right here. Can you see me?
Let me reset this. It was cool for a second. All right, Jimmy, reset yours. We got KJ Live over here. I'm waiting to see if Jim's come back on. What happened? Where'd he go?
Okay.
I can hear y'all. I just can't see. I don't think y'all can see me though. I can hear y'all.
I can see you now.
Coach McElroy.
He's
Coach
back.
McElroy.
There you go.
Man.
There you
Coach.
Go. Where you going back out? Whatever you doing.
Jim.
Sorry, y'all can see me. I'm not the looking brother in this video, so y'all can hold me out.
There you go. There's Jim.
Oh, there you go with
that
that dark
skin. There he is. All right. No, man.
Where am I at?
There you go on the corner. If you go to your Facebook page or YouTube or Periscope or Twitch, you'll see it's a 3-person panel.
So it's Periscope?
Periscope, Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook.
What's the Twitch address?
The Twitch address is on AC Media Sports, I believe. I got to put it up there, man.
AC Media Sports. All right, cool.
AC,
sounds good.
Yeah, I'll figure it out. But Jim keeps going out. I'm not sure what's going on.
You don't have to see me. Can you hear me?
I can hear you good. There you go.
You have to see me, man.
All right, man.
It's all the women out there heartbroken because they can't see me. So, you know,
well,
the people cannot see.
Oh, that boy. Hey, here we go. Already, BT said Chris had the best post game in high school basketball history.
Oh, appreciate that.
He said ever. Do you know the number of post players in California high school, including his pops,
there's been a few,
including my pops, who came out here for a little bit. He was a playground legend, but that's a huge title to have as best post player. Chris Johnson, NCAA champion, Japanese league champion. Where'd you guys win the championship overseas?
We won. It was the Asian Club Championship. So I was actually in Qatar. But yeah, we beat JR, who does play in Japan. So JR was playing on the team with Shamgar Wells. They were in Saudi Arabia. We played them in the final and we smacked that ass.
Oh man!
And then got that big bonus and then moved it on.
Well, you put it out there. How much was the bonus?
Don't forget Tristan 2 California state titles in high school. Don't forget that. Don't leave that.
2?
At the Shaw.
Don't leave that out.
And I remember I must have lost $2 that night when Tristan Johnson and Jermaine Folks put them things on Long Beach Poly at Dominguez College, man.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was
had to.
It was tough. 2 big ones on that one, man. I'm not sure what.
The Funk House.
You came
the Funk
through,
House,
man. That little hezzy jumper, man. That little hezzy jumper. If I can get my son just to use the hezzy jumper,
gotta work on it.
That little hezzy jumper is so cool, boy. I remember using. I said, wait till Chris start hitting that hezzy jumper, and then Preston does a back door, and it's a wrap.
Oh, geez, that was bad. That was a bad look.
Back door. All right, man. We got Chris Johnson with us from KJ Live. Check him out, man. He knows everybody in the world that's ever picked up a basketball. I mean, this dude is so popular, man. I'm jealous. He knows everybody, man. But, yo, the Bruins are in the Final Four, man.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts as we approach championship weekend?
Yo, man, I'm excited, man. I mean, I'm really happy for Mick Cronin and his staff. Those kids, I know a lot of them kind of watched their career since they were 11, 12, 13 years old, watch them grow up on the circuit out here. So it's really like crazy to see how them guys stepped up when Chris Smith and Jalen Hill went down.
Right.
It's wild just to understand the magnitude of what they've accomplished of being from the first four to the final four, and as an 11 seed representing the East Regional. That's like unique stuff. Coach Cronin needs to be applauded. It's in the era of COVID. So basically the whole thing is like, yeah, everybody's got an even playing field, but your even playing field means as a coach, you got to make sure your guys aren't kicking it, aren't going to non-socially distanced gatherings, maskless consistently. You feel me? You got to, coach, you know what time that is in these kids nowadays. And so for him to have that type of buy-in, it speaks to the man. It speaks to, whatever we see and thought about him in Cincinnati, whatever we was watching on TV and all them outbursts and all that shit didn't matter. No, excuse me. Sorry to say that, but it did not matter.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It did not matter. We were wrong. A lot of us were wrong. I was wrong. Okay. I will admit it. I was wrong about Mick Cronin. Okay. I thought he was a whole nother type of dude. Start dealing with him. He starts, we're texting back and forth, et cetera, et cetera. It's like, what? This dude is cool. Like, whoa. So for me, as this tournament has went along, this March has went along, and the growth of my show, and just, having Coach Cronin on the show a couple of days ago, et cetera, it's been unbelievable. The love that I decided to, you know what? And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth, man. I'm gonna keep it 1 billion. When I used to see Martin, y'all follow Martin Jarman on Twitter?
Yep.
I don't
the
follow,
AD?
Yep.
but I got a chance to meet him.
Nah. So what was your impression of him, Jim?
My impression of him was that he really wants to do a good job. I know he feels the pressure of being an African-American athletic director in a big-time program, sitting in an office. All eyes are on him. He messes up, he may not ever get another one for years. He knows the pressure, he understands the pressure, but he's trying to put his own stamp on it. And he has some things rolling in his head that he's trying to get. He wants to hear from alumni. He wants to bring that UCLA tradition back to the 80s and 90s when all the sports were dominant. He wants to bring it back. He just needs the support. And one of the main things he asked of the group that I was with, he said, not be publicly critical on social media or anything about anything that goes bad with our teams. Just hold it, keep it to yourself, and keep encouraging, because these kids see it. We may think they see it, but they see it. Now, I really respected that, and I've made a conscious effort not to do that.
Man, that's deep, because I went through that. I was Mr. Negative on social media. I was hating on the Bruins. Yes, I admit it. I'm trying to absolve from my sins. I've gone up and down throughout my lifetime. I've been involved in this for 40 years, I guess, you guys.
Oh, man.
Had a dad that played for John Wooden. I bleed this thing, okay?
Man.
So when I'm off of it, I'm off of it, bro.
Don't worry about how
like,
old
hold
you
on. Yo. Oh, my bad. But yo, like after the last situation, like, and I really have a lot of respect for that staff that was there previously. Dwayne Broussard is one of my favorite people of all time. He's now at Texas Christian University. It's just for me personally, I can't speak for all the other basketball alumni. I just felt like, there was a time where we were sort of, just not, included in things. Yep. And when you feel that way, you start to develop, sort of a negative disposition towards things associated with the program. And, you get salty. We're humans. We get petty. We get salty. We think, oh, well, you're supposed to be doing this. Why can't we have a reunion? And when what's up, step and repeat. And they had this. And you start tripping on the events that people are getting thrown. And you just really go down a rabbit hole instead of remembering that, all of that doesn't really matter at the end of the day. It shouldn't affect the way that you feel. If you're a true Bruin and you're really down with UCLA, it doesn't matter if they throw you a party or not. You care about the kids. You care about the UCLA, the blue and the gold, and you care about the kids that are there represented, because they ain't do nothing to you.
Right.
They ain't do nothing to you. Nothing to us. They have done nothing to us but be good. And just like when we was in school, you had the old school football players hating on y'all. Well, I don't know how it was with y'all, but they probably was. And then we had the old school basketball players hating on us. And it was kind of like, why are y'all? I don't even know you, man. But then once they started to come through, we started developing the relationship. Like the first year was a little weird, but after that, it's kind of like everybody's kind of like, oh man, this guy's actually cool, and let's talk. And so for me, I know I'm all over the place, but so for me, it's just the feeling of, this team making it to the Final Four, considering everything that's gone on with this crew. I mean, it's one of the most amazing feats in the last probably 10 years.
Yeah, man.
If you think about it, college basketball.
It's crazy because it is COVID. It's a little bit different. Now, you guys were able to experience this in 95. You were a freshman. And I can only imagine an 18-year-old kid going through March Madness and y'all being led by Ed O'Bannon and Tyus Edney and, and Toby Bailey. You guys were all, just fresh and wet behind the ears, still drinking Similac, but you guys were in there. and feeling all that euphoria and just happiness of being part of madness. What are our kids right now, even though it's COVID, what are they feeling in preparation for tomorrow being maybe their biggest game of their careers?
They're feeling the nerves, man. I mean, it's in talking to people's parents. I talked to Cornelius Clark, Jalen's dad. I talked to Jules' dad, Jules Bernard Sr. I talked to Maxie Juzang today. The sentiment is more or less, these kids are thankful to play. These kids and these parents are thankful to be in the building. And the thing Maxie Juzang told me today, he said that because of the lack of fans, that the kids can hear parents when they're yelling. Like Johnny's telling Maxie, yo, I can hear you. Like, keep it down, dad, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those type of things, though. So it's like the kids, you asked me what they're feeling. I think they're excited. I think there's I'm not tripping on the Zags and Kispert and Drew Timmy and Jalen Suggs. I'm trying to get out there and play. Timmy. There's a level. Yo, that dude is nice, bro. But look, please, okay, it's gotta be. I don't know tomorrow. I gotta see. But anyway, we got Nwaba. He take 4 or 5 charges the last game. He can keep that. He can do that Ike Nwankwo stuff. We'll be good. You know what I'm saying?
Ike.
Yo, coming in like Spice One, dog.
Get him off you, Ike.
Hey, Icers, Icy Ice.
Get him in there. Ike, get you a couple of charges, Ike.
Icy Ike, dog. Hey, But listen, if we could look. We got a chance in every game we're going to be in, because we got Mick Cronin controlling the shizzo on offense. Yeah. We in that ISO offense, like Jason Hart was telling me today. Y'all run an ISO offense, KJ. He just so, and when you look at it, it's actually a micromanaged ISO offense that, hey, whoever's hot, hold on, Jaime, get it to Jaime on the high post. Let Johnny work. Oh, Tiger, you got the high pick and roll. Or Cody, post him up. So that's your options. And then Jake and these guys and David Singleton, hey, spot to the corner. And if you get it a kick out, make sure you're down and ready to shoot with your hands up and following through, because that's going to be a bucket.
Sure.
So it's a pretty simple formula. But again, if this team is in a place where I think they are, to where they're, you get to a part, guys, where wait, so what year did you guys go to the Rose Bowl?
94.
I never went.
You never went, Jim?
So we
so AC, you went.
I went.
AC, you was there, right?
We went. Yeah.
So AC, so when you guys went to the Rose Bowl, you get to a point where it's like, sure, I understand football. You got a game plan for the other team. You got to understand everything going on, but you really concerned about how y'all get down more than anything else. It's more emphasis on what we do, and if we do what we do well, we gonna win. Right. And that's just how it is. I think the Bruins are to that point where they're feeling themselves. They got a quiet confidence. You're the Jaimes of the world. I mean, Earl Watson made a great point. He said this is like one of the most culturally diverse teams to ever make the Final Four in history, where you have Asian, Black, Mexican representatives on a real squad.
Yeah.
No, you do.
Yeah, you do. You do. Korean and Black.
That is real.
Straight Latinos and Africans.
Bruh, straight. It ain't no this and that. Yeah, like real. So look.
Yeah.
I say that to say that we got the best of all worlds on this crew as far as heart, perseverance, resiliency, all those things that sound cliche. We have it.
Yeah.
We have something going on. We're not an 11 seed in the Final Four without Chris Smith and Jalen Hill unless we got something going on.
Yeah.
Okay, please. You
it.
guys, come on now. This is ludicrous. It is something going on. These guys are locked into each other. These guys play for each other. You watch them on the bench. You watch them after every basket. You watch the sheer jubilation that these guys are celebrating baskets with. And it reminds me of 1995. I'll be honest, UCLA basketball. When we were having fun, myself, Bob Myers, Kevin Dempsey, sitting on the end of the bench, we're the crew. But KD, but we're going off. We're going off. We're celebrating Ed's success. We're celebrating Tyus, everybody's success. We're celebrating. We're all into it. Like, it didn't. Once you get to that point, now Jim left. Once you get to that point where you care more about what somebody else is achieving versus, the fact that you're not sitting your ass on the bench, that's when you go all the way bought in, and that's what you see on the bench. AC.
That's why that's when it gets scary.
You see an utter buy-in.
That's when you're in trouble. When you got backs against the wall, we're not supposed to be here. And I mean, that's the funnest environment to be in when I'm playing ball. Like, and I think I was talking to somebody about that the other day about as far as competition is concerned. I wanted to beat the team that's supposed to win. Like, we're not supposed to be here. And then you find this, like, just seeing Juzang and the walk-ons on the sideline cheering.
Love it.
I mean, it was like, this looks like a team that has made that private meeting saying it's us against the world. Nobody believes we're supposed to be here. So we don't have nothing to lose. We're going to go out here and knock dudes down. No layups. We're going to knock dudes down and come in the key. Everything's going to be fought and hard fought. Like, I don't know. It's going to be important the very first 5 minutes how much pressure we put on them guys.
Yeah, Jim, you got something to say?
Did Jim come back yet? Yeah, Jim.
I mean, just what I'm looking at, this team reminds me so much of not just your 95 team, but that Virginia team that won a couple of years back. Possession by possession. They're physical, they're strong, and they're taking you down they're taking away what you want to do. So everybody else want to do something, and they're just taking it away because we're going to play you possession by possession. We're going to win this possession. And that's what I like about them. They're playing possession basketball. They're not like my UVA 95 on Coach K shooting half-court threes. But they're playing really, really well, man.
You play with Virginia 95 on Coach K?
Man, because everybody played with y'all, man. Remember, we Bruins. Everybody played with y'all.
So who was on Virginia? Was it like Harold? No, it was a Curtis Staples, Junior Burroughs.
Courtney Alexander.
Courtney Alexander. That's nice though.
Jason,
the all light skin team.
The all light skin team.
You know they was all light skin, Jim. You know they was all light skin, bro. Hey, before us
too, though. AC team too.
I play with them. I play with them. Yeah, I did.
I used to use myself. But I didn't mean to interrupt you, Jim. You just brought up 95. I was like, say Coach K. I had to stop. Come on.
Oh man. But yeah, man, it's going to be interesting. Now, just kind of like, all right, while we got you here, get your takes. Who you got in the women's championship game? We got the all Pac-12. Can't go wrong there. Who you got, Stanford or Arizona?
So, I don't know too much about personnel other than Stanford does have a young lady that is extremely talented. Fran, is she at Stanford?
Which one?
Fran, the dunker.
Oh
yes.
She's there, and then the coach, Tara Vanderveer, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Legend. And the young coach at Arizona, I met them. I used to work for a technology company, and I went to the 2011 Final Four. She was an assistant, I think, at UW, Adia Barnes, before she got, all involved. So, my take is, I like, it's the old guard versus the new blood. I want Adia to win. I'll be honest. That's why I want Zona. Okay, I'm rolling with that.
Yeah, that's what we kind of
In
picked
2021, dog. That's what I'm on in 2021. Okay, I'm not on. I'm on that. Okay.
I hate Arizona men's basketball.
I know.
With a passion.
I know.
mean,
Me too.
I met
It's annoying.
I met my wife on the day y'all played Arizona at Arizona, and I believe y'all beat them on the game winner. So
What year?
I think it was. Oh, don't mess with me. You're gonna get me in trouble now. You're gonna get me in.
95? Nah.
It was like 91, 92. Like we were still.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It was before I went to UCLA. This
okay.
was like 91, 92, and
Okay.
you know, it was just heated. UCLA Arizona is just a heated rivalry, man, and
Yeah.
that right there. And I'm like, well, the women's, I ain't really gotta have too much animosity towards the women's. They, you know, and like I said, Adea Barnes is somebody that I've become accustomed to cheering for. So I'm going with the Cats, man. I'm going with the
Absolutely.
Cats. Yeah.
Please.
And for the men, KJ, being the Bruin that you are, we got the Bruins and the Zags.
I mean, yeah, we got the Bruins and the Zags. I mean, the reality is, I don't mean to cut you off, but the reality is, you know, we got a tough task at hand. You know, the Zags are like, and have been described like, you know, teams that played back in the 90s. I mean, in high school. So like somebody actually described them like my Crenshaw team in the fact that they get a lot of layups.
Yeah.
They are a layup getting crew. Okay. They only get 7 threes a game, bruh. So they are finishing at the rim. They got dimes, back doors. They are passing, creating, and you can be embarrassed very quickly. Like you say, AC, the first 5 minutes, it could be 12-0, and then that's y'all ass. And so we're going home. You know what I'm saying? Then we going home because 24-8. Like Jason, this is all what Jason Hart was telling me today because they played Gonzaga in the last game. So I was asking him, you know, what was up? You know, what was up with the Zags? He's like, man, it was KJ. It was 12-4. And then I look up, it's 24-8. I look up, it's like that. You know, it's tough. You know, life is tough when you have all the horses that the Zags have. You have one of the very best coaches in the country, and Mark Few. And you know what, the job that he's done up there the last 12 to 15 years. I mean, they went from, you know, Gonzaga or whatever to like, you know, a powerhouse, you know, every year out, 30-0, as I like to say. And Drew Timme and them guys are just serious. Look, it's very rare that you find a college basketball team with, you know, 6-7 guys that are legit just dogs. You know, you got real dogs down the first 7 and stuff. And I mean, maybe first 8. I mean, you know, you never know if these guys get an opportunity elsewhere. Them other guys, but I'm just talking about from what I've seen and from what I know about Gonzaga. It looks very tough. But my thing is going to be, you know, we got heart, and that's what we do got.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what else we got, but we got heart, we got fight, and we not getting punked. We showed Michigan State that the first 5 minutes. Partner. Oh, you coming in here with that Michigan State stuff? Oh, okay. Let's see. Miami, bing. Coach, bing. Move. Excuse me. So that showed me like, oh, okay. Yeah. Our guys are playing serious.
Hard. Yeah.
Oh, we're not scared of none of these cats. Whatever you say across your chest, you gotta punk us. So anyway, man, I don't know, man.
Can Mick Cronin come coach football so we can get some of that toughness, man? I mean,
but y'all doing better. Y'all getting signings.
No, man, we get 3 wins a year. 3 wins in the last 4 years.
Are you guys down on Chip Kelly?
This is it, man. Don't let Michelle hear us talk about Chip. That's when she starts going off.
I've been talking about Chip in the comments the whole time.
Yeah, we ain't talking about Chip no more. She be on Chip.
So Chip is not a friend of this show, huh?
Well, we ain't had Chip on yet, and I don't think we gonna have Chip on.
Can I tell y'all my Chip Kelly story?
Go for it.
So I'm in Palisades. I'm rolling to the gas station. I pull up. I see it's Chip Kelly. He's out. You know, he's getting gas. I'm like, oh shit, he just got hired. You know, he just got hired UCLA coach. I'm all like, yo, I'm gonna introduce myself. You know, I'm a Bruin, this and that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how we do.
He hollered with you.
We good. We good cats. You know what I'm saying? Oh, let me introduce myself to Chip Kelly. I got Rick Neuheisel, a Rick Neuheisel story too after this. But look. So I roll up to Chip Kelly. You know, I park. I get out, so he's not, on the intimidated Negro stuff. I walk over. I walk over to him. Hey, Coach, Chris Johnson. You may know my dad, Marcus. I hit him with all the particulars. And he's looking at me kind of just like,
no clue,
bruh. No hand out to shake, leaving me hanging. Whoa, by the car. Whoa, boom. My hand hit I'm like, damn, dog. Just kind of like, get away. I was like, he was on the getaway guy look. You know when they give you that getaway look.
Get away from me.
Hey guys, get away.
You peasant.
or I'm going to. No, I don't know what he was going to do, but I just know I was just like, yo, come on, Chipper.
He was going Kevin to you.
And then Rick Neuheisel. Oh man, he played me to the left. Wow.
Neuheisel played you? Coach. Oh no.
I was like, come on, Coach. I was at a Bruin. Remember the Bruin Blue? Remember the Bruin Blue celebrations they used to have, like the little functions with they brought in the Newport Rib Company. That Newport Rib Company is a staple. They gonna bring that shit everywhere. Oh. So anyway, we got it's the Bruin Blue thing. Rick Neuheisel, when he in the spot, he's turned up, okay? He's red facing it, okay? He's red.
Did he have his guitar? Did he have his guitar with him?
He did not, but he's red facing it, bruh. You know what I'm talking about. So I'm like, oh, Rick, I'm trying to be cool. Hey, I hit him with hey, it's Chris Johnson. You might know my dad, Marcus. Kind of like just I'm like, oh, okay, Coach, no problem. See you later. Talk to you. Pete Rose played me to the left. Dr. J recently played me to the left.
Dr. J?
Yeah, Dr. J! Dr. J!
Man, because your dad buckets. That's why.
Isaiah one time played me. I'm just like, dang, I should not bring up my dad no more because this dude.
He's getting you the gas face. You're getting the gas face. Get away from me, fat kid.
Sorry, man. I went off on a tangent.
No, man, that's actually
got me comfortable. I don't really share these stories with nobody, bro.
Hey, man,
this is the first time I ever told you.
That's what I want. I want to hear about it, man. I want to know. Did you see an aura when you saw Rick James? Like when you met Rick James, was there an orange aura like Dave Chappelle said? Like Charlie Murphy said? I mean, shoot. That's one of my questions for you tonight, man. You just had some of the most influential basketball brains on your podcast, KJ Live. If you have not watched it, it's one of my favorite podcasts on IG Live. KJ doing his thing. He knows everybody. It's hard for me to believe you've been Hollywood by so many people. And gas face by Doctor and Zeke. But
it's okay.
Have you ever, I'm going to jump ahead, have you ever been starstruck by somebody and didn't have the words to speak?
Well, yeah. I mean, so there's two. There's been two instances where I've actually been starstruck by someone.
Now, you played with Michael Jordan in the bubble. So
wait, what? But we have to talk about just the instance when MJ walks in on you. I mean, in that moment, that 20, 30 seconds, your heart drops. You're just like, yo, that's Mike. Like you just get something overwhelms you. And I don't know how to explain it, but it's just I don't know if y'all have a football equivalent, but Mike, that thing is nuts. Maybe you have a football equivalent. I don't know if somebody from back in the day, a bomb receiver, a quarterback, I don't know. But when Mike walked in at the Jordan Dome, summer 96, I was just like, yo, like teary eye, like, whoa.
Start crying.
Teary eye, bro. It's Mike. Yo, he's looking so sweet. Look, he had on the cutoff. He had on the paid in full cutoff. The shorts tucked in with the layers. Man, with the patent leather. Man, come on, man. Y'all tripping. Man. Y'all not that. Y'all some football heads.
What color was his aura?
On a goddamn football show, man.
I know the feeling.
What color was the aura? What color was the aura?
It was like clear. It was a clear, like foggish sort of trail that trailed him when he walked in the gym. On the real, man, it was weird. No, but Mike, it was Mike. And then, I mean, I was in acting class with Sally Richardson, and that, I had to do some scenes with her, Jim, and that became a little bit like nerve-wracking at that time. And this is back in 2000.
When she was bad.
2001.
That's when Sally was Halle Berry, like right there.
Right.
there.
So I had to do improvisations and just things in front of a bunch of people. So in the acting class, it was Bill Bellamy, Vanessa Williams from Rockabye Baby, from New Jack City, Rockabye Baby.
Yeah.
Vanessa Williams, I think Vanessa L. Williams. Bill Bellamy, my dad. It was all kind of folks. Oh, Hill Harper. You guys know who Hill Harper is?
Hill.
We know Hill Harper.
Yeah, Hill Harper. So Hill Harper was in the class. So, I had to do like these get parts.
Class.
Well, my dad was in acting class. Remember my dad was in acting class. So he was like, yo, you trying to get down to acting? I'm like, okay, let me see what's up. I took it for 6 months. This guy, Rick Edelstein, used to teach or study at the Actors Studio in New York, which was like, some big old school with De Niro, Pacino, and Redford and all those guys. So it's a whole style of acting that he taught. And so I had to go up on stage and, do little parts and scenes and do little improvs and stuff and work on stuff. But Sally Richardson, and, I had to get a new partner. It got that bad. It was just like I had to get a new partner. I couldn't really.
You couldn't even act right.
What's my lines again?
What's my line? What am I supposed to say?
On?
Because this is.
Look at who you came to see.
You just over here going like that, Jim. You're like.
You was smelling her? Oh, man.
It's not even smelling her. It's just sniffing the air in which she might have been in, bro. You're just like tripping out. So you just have to like accept it.
Oh, man. They like, get this kid out of here.
I know. This is a family show. This is a family show. This
is
a family show.
It don't get no realer than that, bro. It don't get no realer than that. I know, man. Hey, that's the kind of stuff I want to hear. Is like them.
I'm keeping it real.
Shoot, man. I'm just in the basketball world, man. With your dad being who he is, and just the access to people, man. I just know you and Steph Curry probably had the best like little childhoods where you got to just be around all these ballers, and it's no big deal. Hey, there's a guy my dad balled up the other night. There's Dr. J, and there's Artis Gilmore. All these guys, it's crazy, man.
The crazy thing, you said Artis Gilmore. I mean, if I could tell you another story, I don't know if you guys see. I don't even tell these stories.
Tell them, man.
So. It's not even really a story. It was just an experience. Like my dad, I was really blessed, man. My dad, he always wanted us to, and Joe too, and all my brothers, just wanted us to really live it up and, experience a lot. And so he was really been, generous, and we traveled and, lived in Italy and, just traveled. My dad was not tripping. So I was 12 and he, I had to get a passport. He's having my mom get all type of stuff. I'm like, what's going on? It's like, your dad wants to take you somewhere, out the country. I'm like, okay. So then, I ended up getting all my stuff, and I ended up going, wherever my dad was, and we ended up going to the airport. And then at the airport, dog. Okay. Iceman, George Gervin walks up. I'm like, okay. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar walks up. Artis Gilmore walks up. Who else was it? I don't know if you guys remember a guy named Johnny Moore played with the Spurs, but it was just became like a whole thing of just like big time basketball players from that era. And we're going to Australia, we're going to China. We went on like a 2.5 week tour. It was called Kareem and the Traveling Daydales.
What?
A Daydale. If you look it up, a Daydale, a Daedal, is like some Greek mythological character, and that was they called the team. So we were playing against the Australian team with Andrew Gaze. This guy Luke Longley that played with the Bulls, Mark Radke. So you had like three, but they were, we just chilled and went to China exhibition. It was an exhibition, but just being on the back of the bus with George Gervin and these guys, it's just it scarred me forever. I'll be honest, the story scarred me forever. The things I heard at a young age just scarred me, just mentally, emotionally, forever. I will never. I cannot believe the stuff I heard. It was like old school Richard Pryor, just sitting around old school Richard Pryor, like 24 hours a day. That's what it's like. Man. It was just like that. So I'm just like, geez, I'm just hearing stuff. These dudes just being themselves. Like, did you see it's a 12-year-old here, George Gervin? Iceman? Like, did you not have to share that story, that part of the story? But anyway, it was incredible.
I heard them stories from people your age.
Dude, come on, man. It was crazy. So that was an experience I remembered for a lifetime. The Italy experience was great too. I was over there same time as Kobe. He was in Milan with his dad and his mom and his sister. we were in Udine, which was like close to like the border of Yugoslavia. So we're out there, I'm practicing with the first division team and I'm practicing with the junior team and doing this and that. And that's kind of when I really started to like get serious about basketball, going to the practices, practicing twice a day. The European style, I've always been a fan of. At an early age, I was kind of thrown into that whole 2 a day, 3 a day lift type of situation, which you guys know, is the move. If you're trying to get good at something, you hit it hard. Please.
Repetitions.
Please, Yeah, so that was a good experience. And again, credit to my dad for making it happen,
Wow, man. That's a charmed life. Now,
that's a nice life.
But then, is there pressure? You took your dad's number off the wall and rocked that 54 and actually had a really good career at UCLA.
Nice career.
College and pro, what would you say is the height? What's the highest moment of your playing career? What was the most memorable experience?
College and pro. Well, I'll say this about the pressure first. It exists, and it's the thing where no matter what you do, if you didn't do it better than your dad, you're not really viewed as that tight, even though what you might have did is decent in regular world. You know what I'm saying? And so that's the whole thing about the pressure. So that part sucked, and it didn't help. I went to his high school and college. I went to his junior high too, Audubon, for a little bit, and then I transferred out. But so that's the part with the pressure. Now, as far as my highlight, I like big games where I scored a lot. Like so I dropped 55 over in Lebanon one time against a rival team, and I was blowing kisses to their fans, and they were throwing batteries at me. They had to stop the game and this and that. So that was a great moment. I love that moment. Like that was it, because I wanted smoke.
The villain
with the entire gym.
The bad guy.
Okay, I wanted smoke with not even that. I'm just real. I just want smoke. Back then, if we was playing and your whole crowd is talking shit, I'm talking shit back. That's just what it is. It's not even bad guy, villain. It's you talking to me, I'm cussing at you in Arabic, bro.
So that's why my high school like that, right? So that's why I used to go to work on my high school, because we was messing with you, right?
Exactly.
Hey,
and Cal too, Wash House, Cal, the whole nine.
Everybody can get this work. So the big
but here's the thing. So I like that. That was a great moment for me. 30, like my pro, like 36 against J.R. Henderson, Shamgar Wells in the final of Asia was big, because there were 2 ex-NBA guys, and it was me and Stace Bozeman. I brought Stace Bozeman out with me. Yeah, dog. I had a Trojan, but Stace was locking dudes up, bruh. So you know what time it was. That means I can just be on offense. Hey, I ain't got to guard the dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, shoot, let me get Stace out here.
Stace Bozeman was AI before AI with the
Come on. I brought Stace.
Yeah.
First call. Hey, Chris, can you get the professional to bring here? Yeah, I'm calling a Stace Bozeman, okay? That's how they was hitting me. They love Stace. Me and Stace had a great time. We crushed JR, and I was just, JR was on my show, and I brought it up just the same way I'm bringing it up to y'all. I was talking my stuff. But that was a highlight. And then I think in college, it was probably 36 against Cal, 33 against Arizona State, and then 30 against Washington, my 3 30-point performances. Yeah. I'm big on the championship, but I didn't play. You know what I'm saying? So, look, we're going to keep it real.
You were the best cheerleader I've ever seen, though. Them towels on your head.
Yeah. Well, you had to be. How else you gonna get something done on you in Sports Illustrated back then? Not playing, bro. Please, that's how you do it. Get the towel on, create some BS. No, I was really into it. It was a good luck thing, and that's how the whole thing was. It was just a good luck thing. I just really started believing. I'm like that. I be believing in good luck stuff, so I do stuff like that.
The bench mob. All right, man. Before we get out of here, man, I had a question about one and done. The whole topic of basketball players being required to play college. I know it's going to come to an end, I believe, next season. But do you believe, as far as the G League is concerned, and the number of kids who think they're pros because they're hot on IG or hot in their high school or travel ball arena, the one and done idea that 18-year-olds are ready to play pro. You played overseas, and you know how tough it is to be a professional. And that's not the NBA. That's overseas. It's tough. It's not like it's just pansies over there. It's a professional.
Right.
But we have so many kids that believe they're going to play 1 year of college or 1 year of G League and be ready for the pros. What's your thoughts on kids jumping to the pros too soon.
Yeah, I also played in the CBA, which was the predecessor to the G League. So I do understand what it's like to be a pro in the United States and to a feeder system. And I understand what these kids are thinking. I don't feel like the one and done is a bad thing for the game at all. I mean, if you have a choice, like not every other, but there are a lot of sports where you can go pro at an early age, tennis, golf. I mean, you can go pro. Like, so what? You don't have, what is this college thing? Why is college such a necessity? I don't feel like it is. I feel like the old model, it's go one and done. Why there's controversies is because people are still thinking in terms of the old NCAA was baller. And it wasn't, okay? The NCAA, the old model of the NCAA was big exploitation jig of all time. So, like, why are we talking about anything out of that? I'm just saying, why do we talk about, one and done? No, not to discount your question, AC, at all. But I'm just saying, just in general, this conversation, like, I've moved on from rolling with the NCAA. My son, he's done in Oregon. He's done playing. I think he might have another year. But what they stand for, like, I understand the system. He has to exist in that. So that's not the issue. But I'm not going to be a proponent. I'm not going to be somebody that's like, oh, yeah, this is great. It's just another, deal in the long line of things that are systemic. And, it just disproportionately affects black men. And it's just like, I'm just good. I'm just good with that type of stuff. Like, I understand that this is what we got to roll with because that's what they gave us to roll with, but it's not fair. You should be able to move freely. You should be able to make money off your likeness. You should have been able to do it. We should have been able to do it. We should not have to sit out the transfer. It's a million things that we can go down the list and talk about why it's shady. It is shady. Okay, it is shady. It's not cool because it's not fair, because it's different sets of rules for different sets of folks that fit a different set of profiles. So that's another conversation. We can have that. So as far as the one and done, I feel like guys should be able to do whatever they want to do. And if they feel like is anybody to try to regulate what they trying to do? Oh, you have to go. You can't just come. Like, what is 1 year going to do anyway?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But my thing was
what do you do?
What about this, Chris? What about the number of kids? Like, the surplus of kids who are getting these 5-star ratings and this, how much is he worth on his Instagram followers? I think he's good enough to play in the league right now, but there's a number. It's like 100 kids right now that are 17 years old that think they can go pro next year, and there's not enough spots for everybody to make it. So what's the alternative once you're not a lottery pick? I say give them a chance. It's their likeness. It's their personal corporation to go pro. You can go pro, but what if there's not enough spots? What's the alternative?
There isn't, and that's the choice you're making. So no one's forcing you to go pro. No one's forcing you not to stay 4 years in college. I mean, that's the other side of the coin, right? Because look, we may want all this freedom, but if you got to understand there's consequences to going pro and not being good enough to have a spot. You got to know, like, you may not get a spot and you may have to go the hard way, be out of the system, be off of people's minds, out of people's hearts. Now you have to figure out a career path for yourself somewhere in Timbuktu, the Kilimanjaro, then down by Madagascar, then, hook a left at Malaysia, and, just like all this other BS. It's like, there's nothing set up for the guys that don't make it here. Think about it. When you are a basketball player, a football player, even football, like, just think about how there's only like one alternative, right? NFL, back in the day, when you guys were coming out, NFL Europe, right?
Yeah, we both played it.
It was one alternative.
And then arena league too. Arena football was a way to make a few dollars.
With the short field and the different rules, the different rules, which, I mean, I like arena league. I'm gonna keep it real, but my thing is, no, it's dope. But why is that our only alternative with all this money and resources they got? Why not put it? Why is that? So my thing is this. So when you do that, right? So you go play pro and you do that, then you try to come home and transition back into like some type of, regular, life. It's not like we've had tons of job experience in anything else other than sports, our particular sports. So it's football or basketball for us on this call, right?
Yeah.
So look, for us on this call, it's football. So if we're not getting a football or basketball job, then what? Now it's an uphill battle. You're pushing the rock back up the hill for another however many years. And kudos to you guys for doing what you've done with everything that you've had to go through. But the thing is, it's like I'm not saying like, oh, you should be giving handouts, but there should be some type of situation for people that have dedicated their life and have all they have is that type of job experience. Like, why is it that NBA jobs or NFL jobs are filled with on the sideline, you know what you got, you know what I'm saying? Why is that? Like, why? When you look at the NBA front office, it's like, oh, that's what we got. Even you look at college, it's like, oh, that's what time this is. It's like, where are all the opportunities at, bro?
What can you do?
It's like
you can coach and broadcast.
Like, so you
don't coach.
You just a player, but no, and it teaches you like you're just a player. You're just it puts you into a certain type of bucket. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this is who you are. You're almost if you try to step outside that, it's like, who does he think he is? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They please, they do it all the time by not validating you. So their non-validation of you is speaks to what they think about you. And that is so that's how I view it. I view it through that prism, that lens, so I know what time it is at all times with everybody, everything. Okay, you got to see it for what it is. That's all you got to do. See it for what it is, then respond accordingly. And then make it be so big they can't ignore you. And then that's just what time it is. And then when it's time to rock with them, then you go ahead and hit them over the head for them chips.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's just how it go.
Yeah.
And that's the circle. That's the cycle.
Get your money, man. I hope there are enough people in the ears of these young guys, man. Enough people in the ears so they can see what you just said and not thinking we hating. We're not hating. We're just saying, let's keep it real, man. There's very few spots, even in like upper management and coaching. Very, very few spots. Please. And how long you got to pay dudes to be Juwan Howard or Patrick Ewing to get a head job? Go ahead, Jimmy.
And that's one thing we're not telling them. You got to get lucky sometimes to get spots, because even when you're trying to battle for these extra spots, coaches, GMs, and stuff like that, there's 100 people in line for that too. So who's gonna believe in you? Yeah. Who's gonna have your back and say, "Hey, man, I believe in Juwan Howard." You know what I mean?
Telling you.
They took down Juwan Howard's banners at Michigan, and now they're trying to get him to put banners back up. There was a time where they kind of try to distance themselves from the fact.
Yeah, I remember.
They bring one of them back. So it's some of these things is like, man, they a dump on you, but then when they see it's time to profit off of you, they'll bring you back into the fold, or they'll keep you in the fold. So
when it's fashionable to have a certain type of coach, hey, let's get him back in. It's just so weak. It's weak. It's transparent. It happens at every collegiate institution in the country. Bar none. Okay, and it happens all the time, and nobody's tripping. I mean, you think about it, you might be like, oh, that's messed up, but you're not tripping. It should motivate you to get your grind on, to do your best, and you should just use stuff that just spurns you on in life. Use it as fuel. Don't get salty and woe is me in it. Just be like, yo, I'm about to just blow on these cats real quick. I'm gonna bubble on these cats real quick. And now you can't leave. You ever seen Bronx Tale, the movie? The Bronx Tale. Remember, he got the bikers in the bar, and then the bikers talking stuff to the mobsters, and then hey, I asked you guys to leave. I asked you guys, you had to. And then they're like, hey, what are you gonna do? And then the Sonny goes to the door, closes it, locks the. Now you can't leave. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he got to be. Like, you got to just box these folks in to where they can't leave. They got to mess with you. Yes, they got to mess with you.
Strategically.
They have to mess with you. It's really about this nowadays. Guys, we have access to everything they got. Yeah. We got access to the Googles, to the resources, and to all this and this and this and this and that and the other. So let's just, you got to get it. And the knowledge.
To the algorithms. You got
to the algorithm, baby.
You got something to me.
So when you're young, though, that's the thing. Getting them to take advantage of it when they're young, and that's why I'm at it with the IG people and the social media people blowing themselves up at a young age, because they're learning how to market themselves so much that when they have to get into that arena, look, this is what I can do, marketing. Yeah. When we were doing that, we were just like on our grind. When we were younger, we were trying to grind to get to where we got to go. They have an easier way to get access to everything. It's ridiculous, man. Like, I have a student, she made 10 G's 1 month off of Instagram.
Jeez, dude.
And that's absolutely crazy.
I'm trying to find.
I get down to make 10 G's
That's
off.
what I'm trying to do on YouTube. Hey, subscribe, okay? Subscribe. Push that subscribe button, buddy.
I'm looking in the bikini, so I don't know if I'm gonna get that 10. Man, these
I know.
better than what we do when it comes to marketing. They'll take, the thing is, can they soak up the knowledge of us older people who know that we're getting on that path late, so they can get on that path early and build generational wealth the way we couldn't. Got to get our kids on that program. Get our nieces, nephews, all that on the program like that.
Yeah. I'm big. I'm sorry, but I'm big on financial literacy for my son, my kids, my daughter. My daughter works 2 jobs, so she had 2 jobs during the pandemic and like an internship at a fashion brand, senior in high school. So she's a serious grinder. She's working at Adidas, one of the top salesmen at Adidas in Fox Hills Mall, that type of stuff. But my son is obsessed with the whole, crypto, altcoin movement, to the point where he's forwarding me articles on court rulings about stuff having to do with Ripple and XRP, and I'm just like, what are we doing? Will, this is above my lifestyle. I have to think about other stuff, dog. Like, dude, I cannot be worried about XRP or Ethereum right now, man. But he just gung ho, and he makes his own charts, guys. He's on one. I'm just like, he's 22. I'm like, yo, this is nuts. But I love it because they're advanced ways. They're so much smarter, so much quicker to do things, so much quicker to access information, disseminate it, and move it. It's just like, yo, this is nice, and I think it's going to be okay for them, for the new millennium. I mean, for the future. I think the future's in good hands. Yeah, I think it is. I think it is. I think it is.
Yeah. You got anything left, Jimmy? You got something to ask him? I want to be able to plug your show, KJ.
No, man, go ahead and plug your show. I'm cool. I just love them stories, man.
Yeah. Hey, and those are stories that I've never told those to any pods. I've been doing a lot lately, but I've never told those. You can find me on Instagram at Chris Johnson Live, or subscribe on YouTube at Chris Johnson Live. You can also follow me on Twitter at Point Forward Pro. And I think that's it for now. Next week I'll have some more information to update you guys on, but until then I got to keep it under wraps. You know what I'm saying?
Well, man, I know I love it. I mean, I watched that Earl Watson one twice because it's just nice. It's just information, like the way he talked about the elbow and getting to your spots and stuff. I'm like, dang, why is this dude not? Now I'm kind of slow saying he should replace Mick Cronin, because Mick Cronin got them boys in the Final Four. So I'm gonna give Mick Cronin about 5
We
years
gotta
now.
kill that talk.
Yeah.
We gotta kill that talk.
Let's just roll
it's
with
just what
Mick.
it is.
We're gonna roll with Mick for now.
We got to.
When Mick get ready to move on and go coach in North Carolina, we'll bring in Earl Watson. How about that? How about that?
Hey, but my favorite KJ Live though was with Tyson Willer, man. I always wonder whatever happened to that cat. I was kids when he was at Rhode Island, when him and Cat was in the backcourt. When they were at Stanford, man, that crushed me.
That's crazy.
I had them going to the Final Four, and I would have had the prediction right, but then they lost. I was like, man, I don't believe this.
Yo, man, I love them too.
Man, that's my favorite one.
My boy, that's funny, Jim. I was just talking about the Tyson Willer today, man. That was one of my favorite. That's my guy, man. That dude kept my championship ring. Do you see that part, Jim? When he kept my champion, it was true. He had it for like 12 years, dog, and sent it to me. I couldn't believe it when I got it back, bro. I was like, this dude is a real one. So just to let you know, he's a real dude too, Jim. He's not just nice on the court, bro.
That's cool, man.
I mean, when he brought up that ring story, I was like, could I keep somebody's ring that long?
Like, that's what I'm saying. I would have lost it by then. Like, how did he keep my ring that long?
That means he took care of it and he cherished that friendship so much.
Yes, sir.
If I ever get an opportunity to give this man back his property, I'm gonna give it back to him.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's why I love that dude, man. On the real.
All right, man. Well, shoot, man.
Right.
I appreciate you, KJ, for coming on with us, man, and hanging out.
Anytime,
man.
fellas. Anytime.
Who knew all this good information?
There's a lot more.
Hey, I know a whole lot more. That's why you need to watch KJ Live. You might hear a couple stories you're not supposed to hear. some stuff.
Nah, I'm only giving that to y'all, man. I'm gonna keep KJ live just a certain way. I'm gonna come on here and just get crunk.
All right, no, we gonna have you.
Nah,
on,
check
man.
me out, man. Check me out, man.
Definitely check you
We'll
out,
have a lot of fun next
We
week.
appreciate you, man.
We'll have a lot of fun next week. All right, fellas.
Go Bruins, check the game out, man. Go Bruins.
Go Bruins.
Go Bruins.
Twins.
All right,
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
I'll see y'all later.
Peace out, bro. Oh man, KJ live. Man, I had some technical difficulties, man. I hope y'all was able to kind of get the gist of everything he was saying. But even though I had visual technical difficulties, we had good audio the entire time. So
Great audio.
yeah, man, he had his championship ring all that time. That's crazy, man. All right, man, let's whip through this real quick, man. We want to thank KJ for coming through. We had a few topics to cover real quick, like. Let me see if I can't pull them up so I don't forget anything.
Rapper shooter.
Rapper shooter. We have the Major League Baseball is trying to make something right. They are moving the All-Star game and the draft from Atlanta, Georgia because of the voting rights law. How do you feel about that?
Man, the way I feel about this, man, and I was looking at CNN the other day, it's not just where you're going to move it to. 47 states have been making these laws for voting rights to change the way people vote. I mean, like, it's against the law to feed somebody in line, to bring somebody a snack in line as they wait to vote. We know how long these voting lines are. I was talking to my mom the other day. I said, man, I ain't worried about that because I'm going to vote early every time. I'm not standing in line on no Tuesdays no more. I'm going to vote early every time. And that's how we got to do it. We got to make it to where we are legitimately getting our votes done. We got to find the back door and get them votes through the back door because they can't oppress their own people. So we got to find a way that their people can vote and we vote just like that. That's how I feel.
What's the moral basis of not allowing somebody to get taken care of in line? Like, what is that? That is just the most ridiculous thing. It's almost as ridiculous as the Chauvin case. It's just ridiculousness going on, man. In your face ridiculousness. So, I applaud you, Major League Baseball, for making the gesture. But it's going to take a whole lot more gestures to get some act right in this country. That's crazy.
Because really the politicians care less about the athletes because they know at the end of the day they still have 74 million people who feel the same way they do, and they are counting on those people to be armed at the voting box and armed to the teeth with their guns. So either way they do it, they're not worried about athletes being activists because they know it just takes for somebody to get mad at a Democrat and we won't vote for them. That's all they're trying to do. They just take their time.
Yeah. All right, what we got next? Deshaun Watson.
The boy Watson.
Deshaun Watson went and found some of his real masseuses and was like, can you vouch for me? So now he has some ammunition to fight back. Are we going to see this go away or is it going to get uglier?
I think it's about to get uglier because then what's going to go is, well, do we believe this set of massage therapists or we believe this set of massage therapists? Then people going to start judging how the massage therapist look. She got a big booty. How was her hand? She got a pretty face. She got baby hair. Did he turn him down? Did he turn him down? Or how did this all work? What I think with Deshaun Watson is that he's a guy who loves variety. And there are people like that, man. Like, some people are set in their ways. I got one person that I cut my hair for like 20 years. That was it. Some people go from different barber to different barber sampling. That dude was a serial massage sampling. He was sampling everybody's hands. So, Deshaun Watson, man, I'm mad that he put himself in this situation, but you're not going into the situation thinking this will bite me in the butt. And this is what's going on.
Well, I know that he got women with names and actual receipts, whereas the prosecution has anonymous stories that all sound the same. So I'm wondering if Deshaun Watson's case is a lot stronger than anonymous, one lawyer, 22 cases, same story. So
I think in public opinion, I think this wasn't about convicting him of any crime or something like this. This is about slandering his name. This is what this was all about, because all of a sudden this comes up when he's demanding to be traded. Why they didn't bring this up during the season? Why didn't they bring this up before then? All of a sudden it just seems, when something seems too coincidental, it is. and this is too coincidental.
James Mack
This
says
is about slander.
somebody filed an actual report now. So now there's going to be a report on someone actually reporting a criminal act. So now the investigation will begin. A real investigation will begin, and we're gonna get some real act right or some real justice. Oh boy, we'll see how it goes, man. I hope it's all false. I hope it all goes away. KD, your boy, sensitive KD, Ralph Tresvant of the NBA.
With sensitivity.
Twitter
A
fighting
man like
with
KD.
Michael Rappaport. I guess Michael Rappaport is Remy from Higher Learning.
Remy.
Is dropping dimes. KD said this about me. I thought you was a tough guy from New York or New Jersey. So shame on you for snitching, if that's considered snitching.
Shame on you for starting a mess, then getting mad when you get a negative response and snitch.
Yeah, I was like, oh, both of y'all need a timeout, a gas face. This whole thing is raggedy, and KD don't need to be in no more Twitter battles, especially when you're not playing. You need to get back on the court and stay off the internet. Stay off the internet.
Bad hand.
Oh,
Got them bad hands.
hey man, your thumbs is getting you in trouble. I mean, shoot, it's Remy. You saw Higher Learning. You can't be trusted.
Yeah, Rhymes and Ice Cube to handle that.
Go back to Busta Rhymes. How mad he was before he beat up Remy. Come on,
Hey, were you
KD.
on campus when they was filming that movie? Weren't you on campus when they was filming that movie?
Yeah, I almost got in a fight with Ice Cube.
What?
Ice Cube tried to
You.
Ice Cube tried to holler at my wife. She wasn't my wife yet. She was my girl. And she told me Ice Cube and them were down here trying to holler at us. And I'm like, what? That little 5'7"? Where he at? I was like, I saw how small he was. I'm like, man, I'll put hands on Ice Cube. Rappaport is grimy for starting the ish with them snitching. Yeah, this is about as dirty as Swaggy P snitching on no, was it, who was it? It wasn't Swaggy P, it was D'Angelo Russell snitching on Swaggy P.
Swaggy P, yeah.
It's between you and me, man. What's going on? KD is the Darlism of the NBA. KD need to quit being so sensitive.
Hey, who do you think if they had Twitter and social media back in the days would be the athlete that would be pulling the KD right now?
Back in the day, who was tender love, sensitive back in the day? I'm thinking Reggie Miller. I'm thinking who was a loose cannon? Who would say something just because? I mean, I think Charles Barkley would start stuff.
Charles Barkley would most definitely be one.
He wouldn't be sensitive. He'd be starting stuff. He'd be like, "Come see me at the hotel." Like Barkley liked a good fight. I just know that we had some characters back in the day. Like, what would Michael Jordan's life be like if there was social media? Because it goes.
You take everything personal.
Everything. I took that personally. I take that personally. Michael Jordan would probably be the KD of the 90s if there was social media, because he took everything personally. And I think that's where KD can fix this. I'm taking it just like Michael Jordan would. I take everything personally. You can get this work.
We got some people that saying in the chat. We got
Magic?
Ryan Smith said, "Hey, Magic." Ms. Max said Iverson.
Magic is off. Iverson would have been on social media? Nah, Iverson wouldn't have no technology.
Hey, put it like this. I wouldn't want to make Iverson mad on social media. He might actually roll up.
He can roll up with the hell. He can roll up with the homies. Rodman would be on there. Now, I don't know if Rodman don't care. I don't think Rodman cares. Street Fighter reference for those who don't know. Yeah, Darlism was that long dude with the earrings in his nose, right?
Yeah.
Scottie Pippen would be on social media. Scottie Pippen. He'd be on there typing in caps because his voice is so deep. Yeah, I don't appreciate the sentiments.
Do you think Kobe would have?
So Kobe, in the swan song of his career, got on Twitter to connect with fans and people. I don't think Kobe would have cared much about social media.
You don't think so?
It would took away from his time in the gym.
Possibility.
Yeah.
Oh, Isaiah Thomas for real, James Mack. Isaiah Thomas definitely been on there.
He said Scottie Pippen was sensitive. Yeah, he was. You ain't gonna give me the ball at the end. You gonna give it to Tony Kukoc? I ain't playing. MJ.
What about football players?
Football
players?
I don't know. The whole starting 5 receivers of the Houston Oilers. Vernon, Ernest Gibbons, all them Haywood Jeffries, all them dudes a little sugary, man. I think Jerry Rice would have been on there. Rappaport is a white punk who thinks his black past. Yeah.
About Jerry Rice and being his teammate for a couple of months, man. One of the coolest people, man. I don't think he would have cared. I think Jerry Rice was always caught up in his own world enough to not really care. T.O. for sure would have been a dude that would have been in some stuff. Him and Keyshawn Johnson.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, Keyshawn too. I'm Keyshawn's host when he was coming to UCLA. I leave that fool for 5 minutes. He hollering at my woman. I'm like, he put my picture down in her dorm. I was like, what Keyshawn doing up here anyway?
Man, joy is trouble for you, AC.
I'm like the brother in 5 Heartbeats. I got to fight every night to prove my love. Gary Payton would have been on social media talking stuff. I could see that. He be in all caps too.
Andre Rison, oh for sure, Andre Rison.
Terrell Owens, oh yeah, he'd be on there. He'd be on there tough, crying and stuff.
Prime time. You think Prime would have been on there?
Prime would have used it to boost his brand, but he wouldn't have been on there sensitive though. He would have been on there tough like Brady, just putting his stuff out there, just flooding the internet with it, just prime.
And you really think that's Brady though? You think that's not a publicist? Because I don't think Brady.
That ain't Brady. That's his people. Yeah, he sat down and had a meeting and said, I need somebody to pump this up. This will be all right. I got somebody for you. AB, of course. AB will be on there dancing, doing TikTok. Yeah, that's that, man. All right, what we got real quick? What's the game plan, coach? All right, so I hit you with this one. You the head coach or the president of the Utah Jazz, and y'all hit a flock of birds, and the plane has to emergency land. What's the game plan? Are we going ahead with the travel plans, or are we going home on the bus?
We're going ahead with travel plans, man. We got to make money. This is about money. We're gonna jump on another plane, and we're gonna get up out of here.
But you know,
we got a game.
I heard that Donovan Mitchell wasn't having it. He's scared of flying now. He can't go to the game. That's Utah season. I think the flock of birds was sent there by a Western Conference team to make the plane have an emergency landing and make spiders scared of flying again.
Hey man, what we gonna do is we're gonna have special privileges for Spider. We're gonna have a nice stretched out Madden camper with the bed and all that, the little Madden van bus that he had. We're gonna get that for Spider. Spider uses travel ahead of everybody. We're gonna make sure he got all the luxuries, got all his Netflix and all that stuff up in there, his video games. Even throw a couple of massage therapists that Deshaun Watson know up in there. Then we just get to the game.
Approved by D. Watson. Oh man, we got Ms. Max said we tripping because Prime is acting the fool right now at Jackson on social media. This is true. This is true, but he's using it to his benefit.
And to answer Collier's thing, hey man, Joe Buck deserved that day when Prime Time threw water on him because he told his characterizing Prime, saying he was being selfish trying to play baseball and football at the same time, but yet in the same breath, didn't we love Jim Thorpe for doing that?
Yep.
We love Jim Thorpe for doing it, but then the Jerry Curl dude, he
the
doing
gold chain. The gold chain, Jerry Curl, talking fast. Hollywood pimping, brings him his game to the NFL, and they weren't having it. Yeah. All right, so what you got? Game plan, coach.
Here we go. So what's the game plan, coach? Your best player is fatigued and has scored your last 10 points. 4 minutes left in the game and you are up 5, and no one else on your team can make a bucket and has it in the last 5 minutes. What's the game plan, coach? You gonna run that player into the ground or?
All right. So when you sent this to me earlier, I let my son read it, and he said, "Call timeout. Let your guy get a few pumps of oxygen by the oxygen mask, and we're going back to him again, and then have the other guys who were stinking it up, let them know If they double, triple team him, the ball might come to you. You need to make a shot. And I have my best shooters on the court. I'm not sure who I got, if this is high school, college, or pro. But we're going to the guy that's hot. Even if he's tired, he's going to have to suck it up. He's all we got. And the other team knows this. They're going to come at him. They're going to make sure it's going to be hard for him to even get the ball. So I have to call timeout. I might drop a cup of ice water on the court on purpose, on accident, like Jason Kidd did that one time, and buy us a little bit more time.
Yep.
And keep looking at my guy when he says he's ready. I'll act a fool and try to, cause a little ruckus with the referees. Talk about something that's irrelevant. Buy some more time. And by that time, it's been 5 minutes. He should be ready to go for a game winner. So buy some time and go to my guy who's scoring. These other guys ain't playing clutch. I'm going to say it. You ain't playing big in the big moment. We got to stay with who wants it. And that's where I go back to my guy. I need you to make one more Robert Horry bucket. There it is. Injury timeout, Miss Mac.
I had that happen once, and I just told my girl to foul. All right, we're going to put her on the bench. We got a bunch of fouls. Go out there and start fouling people. They were like, but coach, I said, no, we got to buy her some time. We just fouling and slowing the game down. Foul. Got our girl back in the game, and she did her thing after that. She led us to the victory.
Deacon Hill in the house, Anthony Brown in the house. Both Cowboy fans. Y'all can kick rocks. But right now, what up, 1585 Pac-12 women will win a chip. That's for sure. Now, we appreciate you, Big. We know a Pac-12 team going to win a game because it's two Pac-12 women's teams in the chip. All right, man, we got through it. I want to thank Chris Johnson for coming through. All right, the Collective Podcast is in the morning at 8 a.m. I don't know why, but we're going to be there trying to get up.
I got to set my alarm. I'm going to be there
I
for
don't
my
know.
fellas.
I might have catch the replay. It's going to be tough. Let's see what happens. If I have a good night's sleep, I'll wake up and catch that with them cats in the morning, man. We also have the Sucker Punch that was last night. Very good. Sucker Punch last night. If you missed it, check the replay on Facebook Live. All right, man. Any final words?
Final words, man. My spring break is coming to an end. I'm a little mad. Been sitting around the house doing nothing much, but sleeping a lot, catching up. I started watching Game of Thrones again. Made me mad all over again with them dang on Lannisters, man. But hey, people, we got a lot of stuff that's going on in this country, and we just got to keep a level head with this. We got the Chauvin trial that's going on, which I don't get why we even having a trial, man. This man killed somebody, and we so far we put George Floyd on trial. That's all I've been hearing about is what George Floyd was, opioids and all this stuff. And I'm just going to reiterate this, what I said last night, man. Let's stop letting them choose our death sentence. What do we deserve to die for? Let's start getting ourselves together as a people. And I'm not just talking about black people, I'm talking about all people in general, man, because you don't want to be the victim or the guilty victim. You don't want to be the guilty victim. This system is horrible to all of us, and we need to fix it, and we need to get some people that's going to be on Capitol Hill that's about fixing it and not helping to oppress the people. So this is our new thing. Our new mission should be, let's vote. Let's get these people up out of there, because these people are not helping us. They're not helping us. Get all these people out of there, except for the ones that are trying to really help, because this is absolutely ridiculous. Our government was invented for the people, by the people, and that's not what they're doing. That's not what they're doing. And they're making democracy and republicanism look really, really bad. So every time we got an opportunity to really make change, let's think about the people. And that's why the Black Panthers always said power to the people, because without the people, there's no power. So we keep giving people who are not for us the power, we're going to continuously have to go through this type of stuff. So power to the people. Let's get this thing straight.
Yes, sir. 100% agree. Let's get the bad people up out of those positions. I just want to say condolences and love to my Long Beach family. We lost a real one. Sansaray Sunny Sutton. My homegirl from growing up in Long Beach passed away this week, battling cancer. Very, very sweet, genuine, just a real one. And everybody's hearts are broken in Long Beach. We just want to make sure we don't ever forget her memory, how she beat breast cancer before and it came back. You know, it really hit us all hard. So I want to just dedicate, you know, what we're doing right now as far as bringing positivity, bringing entertainment to our family and friends on Facebook and YouTube, to say, you know, let's not forget those loved ones that we have with us. Love on them. Give me my flowers while I'm here. So say somebody that you ain't seen in a while, reach out to them, man. Say hello. Say I love you. I ain't seen you in a while. Reach out. And once everything opens back up, start having some get-togethers, man. Have some dinner with your family. If you ain't seen your family in a while, go to the house. Go see Big Mama. Go see your aunties and uncles, because you know, you never know. Tomorrow's not promised. And you know, we hate to leave here not having that opportunity to say I love you and I ain't seen you in a while. So, all right, man. That's about it for me. All right, y'all. 1585. Next week, man, are we taking a hiatus? You got scouting to do next week?
Right now we don't have much scouting to do because a lot of games are far and stuff like that. We still not out of this COVID thing. Not for sure if I want to put myself in that position, even though I've got my second vaccine and stuff like that. We're just gonna watch a lot of film and stuff like that. So if you want to go, we can go.
All right.
If not, you know, to do if you got to do some filming and stuff, that's fine.
We'll keep it. We'll notify the folks if we make a change. If we don't come on Friday, I'll let y'all know during the week. Probably by Wednesday. All right, man. Peace and love, Jason Mack. Appreciate you, Deacon Hill, Miss Mack, Anthony Brown, T. Collier, OG T. Collier. Everybody came on today, man. Appreciate y'all. Peace and blessings.
Peace out.
Next time.
85ers.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Hey, man.